Alrighty, cool. We're here. We're here. We're lovely. Yada yada yada. Let me go F11 so you guys can actually see everything. So, if you're reading the title of the stream, you are probably very curious about what exactly it is I mean by the news with Discord. So, I follow somebody that for gamers I feel like is a really good guy to follow because it gives the newest and the most accurate news for gaming. I guess that's the best way I can put it, for the accurate news for gaming. And I just watched the video, or it's a short. I'll probably post it in the Discord if you guys want to read it or listen to it. So, from what I am to understand, there is a possibility that in March, Discord will be rolling out age verification for everybody. Not just, the UK like it was originally said that it would be. Everybody. Now, before everybody starts freaking out, oh my gosh, I'm losing everything. According to what I'm understanding, one of two things are going to happen. One, the backlash is crazy right now from it. Apparently, people are canceling subscriptions like mad because of it. So they are currently thinking about possibly not doing it. So that is a possibility. So keep that in mind before you go and oh my gosh, freak out. But from what I'm understanding, the way that it will work, and this really won't affect my Discord or any of you guys, what they are planning on doing isn't just, oh, hey, we're just gonna freaking make it where you can't do anything in Discord once this happens. No, they're actually planning on, and I don't know how exactly they plan on making this work. Um, from what I'm understanding, um, your account will be defaulted back to a teen account, which basically means whether you're a teen or not, your account will be defaulted back. Which, the way that it was explained, um, the way that it was explained through the little short that I watched, and I also read several other things as well. Um, Basically, it means that you wouldn't have access with a teen account to not safe for work type, Discord things, which doesn't bother me. I'm not subscribed. I will pull up my Discord right now. I will pull it up and I will show you guys what I have. These are my 3 channels, and they're all mine. I don't mess with anybody else's. Matter of fact, I have to update the thing. There we go. Like, I don't mess with any other channels. I used to. I don't now. So, it does not affect me whatsoever. But they will apparently be defaulting everybody to from what I'm understanding, they would be defaulting everybody to a team account, which again does not bother me whatsoever. Because again, I don't intend on doing anything. It does not bother me that they're doing that. But I am and apparently another feature that the Discord will be adding is basically if somebody messages you and they're not your friend, it'll give you the option to read it or whatever, and you can ignore it or whatever. So I guess they're kind of getting rid of the hey, you can't talk to this person unless you're their friend idea, which I personally like that. I like that thing a lot. But anyway, I'm not worried because like I just said, my channel has never been, especially the Discord, has never been a not safe for work channel. It does not bother me. It does not worry me. So, as far as I'm concerned, I'll stay in the freaking teen account. I don't care. Unless it messes with the Discord in some way, I do not see a reason to change anything. And this is, I guess, is advice to, anybody that's worried about it. Don't worry about it. Don't let it bother you that they're adding this. Don't let it freak you out. Oh my gosh, they're taking away my rights and my freedom. No, they're not. I understand a lot of people don't like the whole, Safety Acts thing and all that crap, but, you know, and I've said it and I'll continue to say it, maybe instead of trying to, punish the children, you should punish the parents that don't raise their children appropriately. But, whatever. Because, I remember when I was in school, oh boy, here we go, right, guys? Back in my day when I was in school, they taught us what being safe online was. They taught us about the digital footprint. But anyway, enough with the back in my day stuff, right? I'm not worried about it. No biggie. I don't really use the Discord that much anyway, more or less for just, exclusive news, I guess. You know how like some people use Patreon for like exclusive stuff? I use Discord for it. If you want to know something, freaking, what am I doing? What am I eating for breakfast? Freaking, there you go. I've never posted anything about what I'm eating for breakfast, but, it was a perfect example that I decided to use. Yes, hold on, hold on. I am part Irish. Let me get this right. When I was a wee lad, when I was a wee, they taught us about online safety. Now I'm starting to sound like freaking Sean Connery. What's wrong with me? When I was a wee lad, we had a hold on. Excuse me, I've lost my mind. I'm over here trying to like for those of you who are wondering what the flip I'm doing, I'm trying to build my track and it's not going as well as I'd like it to. I'm freaking Sean Connery now, I guess. Freaking I was a wee boy. Be careful, Sean. You'll hurt yourself. Freaking Sean Connery was and always will be the best freaking James Bond. I don't care what anyone says. Don't get me wrong. Daniel Craig was a close second, but he's no freaking John or Sean Connery. What do you do now, Mannequin? I cannot just slap your mother. Okay, I don't think this is gonna work out the way I wanted it to. I went up 1% this entire way, except for certain areas, and it's just not working out. I know what I must do. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit, money, honey. I love my dogs, but I swear I wish they would choose what they wanted to do sometimes and just stick with it. Shut up, buddy. I'm not talking to you. What? talking about you, but I'm not talking to you as a show. I love my dogs. I love how I say that and just freaking shut up. I have I've been building and it's fun, I promise. Annoying as all get out, but it's fun. Trying to get yourself up to like a certain grade in this game is like insanely annoying. And unless you do switchbacks for the rest of your life, you're never going to get anywhere with it. So you end up having to do this insanity that I'm doing right now, just going every which way you possibly can. Just trying to get the track laid out. I need to be able to get this line. If you can bear with me, I'm trying to get this line up high enough to where it can touch that. I think I should have it now, but it's at a 2% and it's driving me nuts. I hate having to put this thing at a 2% grade considering every other bit of what I've done so far. Here. Where did you hurt? Crap. Okay. I love trying to figure out how to do this sometimes. Wait. Oh, dear Jesus. I love this game sometimes. I really do. I love it. It's just fun and entertainment, and I want to rip my head off. We'll make it YouTube, Chris. I don't know. I'm over here trying to build a bridge. Oh, well, that ain't gonna work. Blame it on Chris. It's all his fault. He didn't make it through it. All right, here we go. We got it just swinging the way we needed. You gotta be kidding me. It won't place it now. I guess we done made it higher than it needed to be. And in order to make it work, I'm gonna have to delete this. There we go. And come back with it somewhere else. All right, yeah, that'll work right there. All right, so we'll just do this. Okay. All right, fast. Let me go. And yeah, so I know somebody's probably cringing to death over here. Yes, this is what I did. I legit just, without zero cares in the world, did that. I don't care if it looks like it's got anything behind it or not. We're getting some gold in this map. I gotta figure out now how I'm gonna get this to wrap around enough that I can put a switch down that it'll work. Because I gotta get a switch that'll kind of wrap around. Hmm. Alright, and that'll be that switch. And then we only really need a two-way switch for this one. So we'll do like that. There's a reason behind this, guys. Alright, just calm down. I know somebody's freaking out. What is I might actually extend it out a little because I'm gonna use somewhere over here. Maybe, ooh, right here would do really well. Kind of right here. I'll chalk some truth. I know there are those out there that are probably going to very highly disagree with me, but I really don't care about what they did with the Super Bowl this year. And I'm still disappointed because, as usual, they got some kind of crappy artist to do some crap, and anybody that's actually a pure American didn't like it, and people are glazing it way too hard. That's all I'm gonna say about it. They are glazing it way too hard. I didn't even watch it. Don't even care. I really don't. Like, hate me all you want. I don't care. It's all childish, if you ask me. Every bit of it. Just childish. Let's do there. Yeah. And then we'll do the rest if we can. And what do you try to say? Shift it while you. There we go. Okay. Oh my. You're in the ground. I don't know how well that's gonna work. All right, let's try it again. Hold on. I mean, I like it, don't get me wrong, but um probably best if I just grab a locomotive and bring it over here. As long as the rails are out, I think it'll work. But anyway, I got a lot of trees I gotta chop down in order for this other thing to work. So time to get to digging, so to say. They wouldn't let me move it around or anything, so I gotta clear out the area so I can even put this thing down. Or make the trees hop around, I guess. Hop around. Hop, hop, hop around. No. Hey guys, look, tree. Yoink. They don't call me the tree remover for nothing. Alright. I'm hoping that this will be a big enough area that we can do what we need to. Because I'm going to end up having to try and figure out a way to make the rest of it go around and hit there. Alright. Where are we at? Alright. Hold on. I kind of like that. I like that a lot. And then we can have the trees chopped down and hopefully it'll work. The only thing that I can say that I'm not liking, and you guys will understand here in a second, is with this particular, the way that this one is set up, it's not just one of those things where I can just, put a track down wherever I want. I quite literally have to have a special thing, I think. Because as you can see, this is where we have to actually put. All right, so hold on. We'll do this real fast. All right, there's that. I gotta make a loop for this actually, because excuse me. All right, first of all, let's drag this up slightly. Okay, we're gonna throw a switch there so that we have enough room to actually get up to where we need to go. Actually, it'll have to be a three-way switch, won't it? I don't know. We'll figure it out when we get there. Okay, and then we just do this. Okay, and the switch will go here. All right. And we'll slap the other switch here. And then we'll do one here that does this. I don't like the three-way switches. That's why I'm not doing that. For those of you who are wondering, that's why. Uh, we'll do these. Okay. And then this will end up going all the way that way. So I gotta get this built though first, so this is gonna be a pain. Because it doesn't love me anymore. Na-na-na-na-na-na. Here we go. I'm gonna do a wood bridge. Get it to go up to 8%. I don't know how else to get this. Okay. Uh, there. And a 6% grade is gonna kill me, but we gotta do what we gotta do sometimes. Right, let's see if I can somehow manage to get this thing to snap somewhere. Maybe not. You're gonna want to be a pain in the rear end, aren't you? Great. All right. Well, we're gonna try this again. Demolish that. All right, and right there, maybe. And then I guess we'll just level it out. Okay. I'm hopeful that this works. I really am, because I don't see where it won't, but it'll be one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, we gotta test this before we know for a fact if it'll work or not, you know? It's just what I wanted to hear. Thanks, Copernicus. Freaking moron. Don't mind me, I'm just hoping and praying that this works. Yeah, that should work. Or at least that's the theory, it should work, right? Now I gotta get the tracks built along the line so that we can get it built. Also, I haven't I ran a little bit of logs this morning, but it wasn't much. Right now, I'm just trying to get this finished because it's been playing on me ever since I started messing with it, and I wanted to just get it done and over with. Deforestation. All right. There's hope for us yet, maybe. I don't know. I don't like the 6% grade, but I do have a reason for doing that. I am getting a locomotive that will uh, attach to that particular train and do whatever it needs to do in order to make that work. So, oh my lord, I'm gonna hurt somebody. Dear Lord, I don't need no 10% grade. I just need enough that I can get her over the darn thing here. Come on. There we go. Go back down. Down. Down, heathen. Down. Down. Ow. Let me through. Alright, well, now, maybe, possibly, perhaps, make this work, right? I hope. Meow. Well, oh boy. Well, that was certainly interesting. There we go. That looks better. Yeah, I like that a lot more. A nice little loop that goes right on around, which works perfectly. All right, now the pain in the rear end is going to be trying to get all of that connected with this. All right, so all right. All right, here you are. Let's hope that it's not too far. Wait, hey, look at that. Now, normally it's supposed to make it to where the track doesn't eat the. Okay, cool. It didn't eat the ground. That's perfect, actually. All right. Now, if it would have eaten the ground, I would have blamed Jay because it's all his fault. Somehow it would have been his fault. I don't know how. We would have figured it out. Jay's over there like, why is it always my fault, man? Why? My response to you, Jay, is because it is. All right, so we got that set up. And honestly, it looks like a 5-year-old put it together, but when you think about it, a 5-year-old did put it together. By the way, did I mention this is all going to be one route? So it's not going to be like one of those crazy things where it's like, oh my gosh, it's bad. No, this is all one route. I'm probably going to put this one like right here somewhere. Right here actually looks really good. Yeah, right there. I like that. That looks really good. All right, so what do we got here that we got to deliver? Coal. Hmm. That's like it. No, hold on. You drop the gold ingots there. Okay, cool. So we're gonna need a switch, obviously. Duh. But first, nope, that's not what I'm worried about. This is what we need here. Mhm. All right. If I can, here we go. Yeah, I can. We're just gonna extend this out because again, we're obviously gonna have to have switches. All right. So I'm gonna have the loop kind of being way back here so that, no matter where you come from, you're going to be able to get onto it. So, let's do the switch right here. I like where this sits right here. There we go. Yeah, we'll just put it ominously like right here. We don't care, right? Right, guys? We'll just, no, it's not gonna work, is it? No. We gotta climb. And there's the whole loop that I still have to add too, so here's what we do. We do one that goes this way. Oh, all right, so that one will be the one. Sir, you're too massive. Go away. There you go. All right, that works. And then again, we go this way. This is quite literally going to take me forever, isn't it? Luckily, it's like I kind of told myself when I was beginning to start this. Luckily, we're not gonna have any one of those crazy like individual things where it's like, oh yeah, this is why I hate this. Because you're doing it this way. That's not quite cool. I don't know why I just did that because there's only gonna need to be one switch now that I'm thinking about it because there's nothing else to connect to. Right, so shift that and then we'll just make it go this way. Go around 50 more. And swing back around. Go up. Okay. I know this is boring for you guys, but oddly enough, it is entertaining for me. I don't know why it always has been, but weird like that sometimes. Somebody's over there ripping their hair out like, can this guy go any faster? All right, now we are almost finished with this part, at least. Once we do these few things, the only thing left to do is actually build the track. And then when we start coming back through, I'm not going to do it now because I do want to get some running going, but we do now have at least an idea as to what we need to do. So we have a better understanding. But at least we have the start of the gold mine. And I'm not even joking. I'm going to start from this gold mine here and I'm going to show you guys the path that we're taking. I've done this in like the span of like 2 days, I think. Me just trying to make things work. And this is the result that you get. A man who is so deranged and tired of having to deal with it that he just starts doing random things. We've had like several switchbacks that we put in here. There was just too much open area to not try and do some crazy stuff. So that's what we did. We did some crazy things. Yeah, this is one of the switchbacks. So obviously you'll pull in. You'll be reversing through most of this, by the way. So it'll be caboose first through all of this, heading towards the coal mine or the gold mine, whatever. And then when you get over here, ignore the floating switches. That's remaining a thing, you know. And then of course you'd be going head first into that one. And then, reversing up this one, head first up this one. Guys, I honestly didn't know how long the trains were gonna be, so I just made the tracks to work for about near everything. This is probably the part that I don't like the most, is like this straight freaking thing with a bridge, but if it works, it's gonna work, I hope. But I liked everything else that I did. Everything else did actually look like something. Again, you'd be reversing through this. Now, I did make like this weird loop, and I don't know why I did that. if I'm being honest. I just did. And of course, you'd be going forward. What the floating? Never mind. I'll fix it when you get done. But yeah, you're going through like a whole thing to get here. And I have like a kind of like a, if I have a multiplayer. Well, no, actually, the laws of physics are kind of working because with these particular bridges, all of the weight is being put on the beams here. So, yeah, trust. But yeah, this is like a layaway for if I ever have anybody join me in multiplayer on this particular map. And then this is where everything starts. You have a coal mine. I'm not even joking. There is a coal chute right here that we'll probably end up using more than I want to give myself credit for using. And coal dump. No, 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 no. We'll do coal dump. Let's find the right sign. Into Stiers, yes. Oh wait, hold on. I guess it would work better if I all capped it, right? There we go. We're just gonna scream at them. Gold industries! There we go. Yeah, I like how they have the green one here. And see, all right, so my stuff compared to this, I mean, look at how good that looks. Then there's my stuff. This isn't something I did, by the way. It's something they actually did and made look really, really good. But no, 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 no. That's theirs. This is mine. It makes y'all feel any better. I'm disappointed in myself with some of the designs I make. But, yeah. Yeah. All right, so that's all done now. So, yay. All right, this thing's probably out of cold water and everything else. So, yep, fire's dead. I killed it. It's been waiting on me to get back for Lord only knows how long. All right, how are we doing on water? Water's fine. We're good on water. Yeah, the temperature's completely dead. Now, I know somebody's screaming like, dude, you have $5,000. Go buy a locomotive. The locomotive that I'm eyeballing right now is this one here. And we've got a lot of work before we can even get close to it. We have enough cash, basically, but in order to get level 6, I have a lot of grinding with wood and planks and everything else in order to do so. So, yeah, we're working our butts off here. And the debate is still going on. And if I decide to do this, which I doubt I will, I might go to level 7. I don't know. Again, the debate's still going on whether or not to do that. But yeah, everything except for the gold mine industry and that one little bit of stuff is what, Chris? What's funny about the Discord thing? Please explain. But anyway, everything except for that little bit and then the gold mine, I did not build. I've put down a few other things, but People are freaking out so badly that they're suggesting we go back to Zoom. Isn't Zoom what the kids were using for like freaking like it, who remembers Google Meets? I remember Google Meets. Shoot, a friend of mine, uh, me and him used to talk all the time on Google Meets. That was some annoying crap too. It was okay, but yeah. It's not as bad as they're wanting to say it is. Like, if they end up implementing the thing that I'm understanding they're going to implement, which is where everybody goes to a teen account, I don't foresee it being a problem. At least not for me. Because, the way it was explained, there's only like two things that's going to change. And those two things I'm not really worried about. I think people are just freaking out way too much over something so small, if you ask me. I mean, look, yeah, okay, I kind of made a big deal about the YouTube thing when I heard about it because I was afraid it was actually going to affect my channel. But it didn't. It hasn't hurt me whatsoever. And, here I am, still making streams. Well, I would say content, but that's a lie. I make whatever this is. Calling this content is like calling my truck outside a minivan or a smart car, dear God. What? Yeah, from what I remember, that was what it says. Which, funny enough, um, I don't think any of the YouTube channels that I watch are actually marked as, made for kids. And see, that's the thing that gets me. Like, they were talking about, like, if you watched, and I'm assuming, the ones that are, made for kids are the ones that, they don't have it to where it'll keep playing if you click off of it and you're scrolling through or whatever. Like, sometimes you can do that. Like, there's like little, like, cartoon movies. If you go and watch clips of them, sometimes it'll cut it off when you click off of it. The bad thing, like, people are talking about like online safety act stuff and all. And it's like, how about instead of, trying to restrict people, how about actually trying to teach the children what's right and wrong to do on the internet, you know? Hmm. Yeah, I haven't really looked again because I haven't played Minecraft in forever. But I do know for a fact that the Roblox chat age verification thing did get rolled out, which is fine with me. And see, the funny thing is people are freaking out about the Discord thing. And when I look into it, or at least I read what other people are saying and all. Apparently, there's two things. One, and this is more or less talked about in America, probably in other countries too. But you know, people are talking about like apparently it's crashing Discord with the amount of people going and canceling Nitro. And I'm over here like, what does Nitro even do again? I haven't ever bought Nitro for Discord, and it's talking about like, if they roll it out, all it'll do is set your account to like a teen account where you can't go to not safe for work Discord channels or some kind of crap like that. And it's like, why am I worried about this? And it just shows the people that are worried about it are the creeps, in my opinion. Because if what I'm hearing is true, and if that's really the only thing in the messaging thing, I don't see that as a big deal. I don't foresee a reason that I would freak out about it. If I'm being honest with you, I really don't know what Nitro actually does. Like I do know like it allows you to add more soundboards or whatever to like a certain Discord if you gift them to a Discord. But like other than that, nothing crazy that I know of. But again, I'm not worried about it because the only thing I use Discord for is, informing the guys of stuff, like, hey guys, I can't stream this morning because, I got a doctor's appointment or some BS like that. Or hey guys, I'm not going to be streaming because I'm going on a family trip or something like that. That is like the only time, other than voice chatting with the guys, that I ever use Discord, unless I'm goofing around in it and annoying the heck out of the guys. But that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day. But again, that is like the only time I mess with Discord because I don't. It kind of gets me because I guess being a YouTuber and all, people would expect me to use Discord like crazy. I don't really use it that much, honestly. I don't let it bother me. The way I see it, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. I mean, does it concern me a little bit because, if what I'm hearing isn't true and they do end up rolling out a lot more than just that, making it basically to where it's like you can't use the app at all unless you age verify. Yeah, that's going to be an issue for me, and I will complain about that because, again, that's not right. But, if it's just basically making it to where, oh, yeah, your account will be marked as teen, you can't go to not safe for work Discord channels, and, if somebody messages you, it'll mark it, you can ignore it or read it or whatever, you know, okay, cool. Again, I don't care. It's not something that I feel like I should freak out about. Hey, Chris, trust, you should get Discord. Or better yet, give me your tele. Give me your telephone number. Jiminy Cricket. And these are the reasons why Chris will not ever get Discord or send me a friend request on anything because accent. It drives him nuts, and I know it does. That's why I do it. Shoot, at this point, I could just start collecting locomotives just to collect locomotives. I might actually do that, honestly. I actually do have some more cars that I do need to get so that they're ready to go. There's actually two types of cars I need, but I need a rail yard to put them in so that when we get a load, well, never mind, I have a rail yard over here. No, you guys want to know the two reasons I believe that Chris will never send me a friend request on anything, especially not Discord, or he'll never obtain Discord so he can. One, my accent, if we ever did a voice call, would drive him nuts. And two, he knows I would aggravate him with some British memes. My favorite one in particular would be you look like you need a bottle of water. A bottle of water. You look like you need a bottle of water, mate. Ellie, Chris, do you need a bottle of water? You know, at some point, I'm expecting to hear a knock at my door. Go and answer it and see Chris standing there with a knife, ready to chunk it at me because of how angry he is at me. Need to look at something right fast. Alright. How much tractor effort? 8,000. How much does the Mazda have? Alright, I might get the Mazda here in a second, honestly. I want a Mazda. I'd like to get another Glenbrook, but I'm okay with the one I have. It looks nice. I'll collect one eventually and delete that one, but for now, she's getting her use. You mean to tell me you haven't been here this whole time for me to rant about the things of the reasons as to why you would never get Discord? Man, come on. Maybe the British were secretly trying to silence you. Who knows? Wait, that was the wrong button. Skirt. Oh my god. Mhm. That's what it was, wasn't it, Chris? The British were secretly trying to silence you. That's what it was. Hmm. My whole point, Chris, you shouldn't have done that. Now the British want your head. What number is this now? I bought one locomotive. I already had two, so we'll go four. What the? Four. Waching. All right, now I gotta hope that I have enough now for the Moscow. Watch me be broke. Watch me be too broke. I'm not too broke. Thank God. Which one do I like more? Honestly, for the Moscow, I think. I like the. I like this. I gotta come up with a name for Moscow. You know what? We'll just name them what they're what Moscow. Yeah, there we go. And then we'll go Wolf Lake Railroad. Mm-hmm. Cha-ching! Oh my God, I broke it. It's all your fault. I must fire up the little one. Oops, wrong button. That's better. All right. Yeah. Look at the Moscow. She's such a beautiful locomotive. And I'm broke again. Yay! Actually, hold on. I know what I can do to fix this. Nope, I'm too broke. All right, well, it was an attempt. Yay, I'm not broke. Nope, I'm even more broke now. All right, so we now have three cars that we're probably not even going to use anytime soon, and a beautiful little locomotive. Look at this little guy. Look at him. Look at it. Ain't it cute? Look at it. Oh, the whistle doesn't. Why doesn't the whistle work? I don't have boiler pressure yet. That's why. Yeah. So I'm gonna go in here. Oh yeah, the Mosca I keep forgetting is one of those weird ones where it's not really a cool one. I hate the way that the Mosca is set up because the way the Mosca has it is the Mosca has one of those ones where the boiler. Oh, I'm rich. I actually do need to go put these um in the shunting line. Funny enough, I can actually use the look at the little whiny goat. It's a cute little guy. Yo, yo. This is going to be it. And all right, so this one and then the other one will end up being the other one. There's another one without the tender. I just like this one more. Um, this one's going to end up being our shunting area people things. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But hey, I mean, we got two new locomotives now. That's a good thing, right? Right, guys? I mean, sure, one of them's derpy and some people would say ugly, even though I wouldn't. I think it's a cute little thing, but you know, I like it. All right, let's make that Mosca move. Look at how like derpy the little one looks compared to this thing. Y'all are gonna love the, if I remember correctly, y'all are gonna love the Mosca's whistle. That thing is so beautiful. All right, so no, see, all right, no, I'll show you guys what I mean when I say this one isn't even the smallest locomotive. This is the one I just bought, right? This one. Look, this is the one I have. This is the smallest one. It doesn't have the extra thing, but look at it. Ain't it cute? It's just the cutest little thing. It's just a cute little fella. Those are gonna be my shunters. And then there's the hand car that's only 150. But I've always liked the second one better. I just think it looks better. Oh wait, there's more. Let's get this one done. So I'm assuming there is probably somebody screaming to the top of their lungs right now trying to figure out what it is exactly that I'm doing. I don't know. I'm just trying to grab my choo-choo trains and shunt them where they need to be shunted. Because that's what Betsy's doing. They, well, this one's called the Millie, but everybody called it the Betsy too for the longest time, and I nicknamed it Millie. But you know, and it's funny. I got it from two people. One I will not disclose, and two, I got it from the character off of the Thomas TV show, whose name was coincidentally Millie. And I guess it stuck with me enough that, that's what I decided to name it, was that one. Yeah, this little thing will get going when it needs to. And it's got good brakes. Y'all just saw it. I'll put it this way. You put this thing on flat ground, and this is either one of them, and you hook up every locomotive in the game, not fired up, and it will pull it on its own, on a flat surface. Like, it has no problem doing it. And there are a lot of locomotives in this game. Okay. Uh-oh. What was that? Oh! Okay, I see how it works now. That's actually really cool. Alright, so I'm planning on having a good bit of cars for this, so we're gonna stick this here. I'm only having 8 of them, but, and I say 8 because it's the only thing that makes sense. The reason I say that is because I can fit 4 in each of the sidings that are at the smelter. So, bringing 10 would just make no sense whatsoever. So, I think I could probably fit 10, but I can't remember. So, I'm playing it safe and I'm bringing these. I'm surprised nobody's asking me yet, like, why haven't you fired up the bigger locomotive? The bigger locomotive has to have water because they do come with a little bit of water, but not much. So, I have to go fill it up with water before I can even get it working. And plus, we have a locomotive that I'm basically replacing this thing with. So, yeah, there's also that. Y'all haven't even seen the biggest locomotive in the game yet, have y'all? I know I've showed it, but whether or not anybody actually paid attention is the question, I guess. All right. Well, mm, break right there. All right. Throw that brake on. Oh, nope, we want it all the way on. There we go. Yeah. Also, funny, the kicker about this locomotive is this is how much water it holds. 80 or 800, and I don't think it's actually full. It does not look like it's full at all. Hold on, I'm trying to get over here. What is full? It's hard to tell sometimes. If I end up making enough money, I might end up buying another one of these, or at least getting the smaller version of this and then getting another locomotive if I make enough money to do it. But if I don't, and I end up having to haul planks, then that's fine, which is probably what's going to end up having to happen. But there we go. I got it. Guess while we're sitting here waiting on this thing, we'll go through all the locomotives and stuff that they have and all the cool customization. So this one you really can't customize, so you can just put a name and stuff on it, obviously, duh. Then you have the Porter, which is like the one I just bought. You can put a headlight on it, which will wait, what? You mean to tell me they changed it to where the headlight doesn't cost you anymore? Hmm. Yeah, you can put a headlight on it. Then you got the one I just bought, which also doesn't require for you to. Okay, they changed that because it used to cost you for that one. Then you have the Montezuma. Now the Montezuma is cool. I do like the Montezuma. What the thing that kind of aggravates me with it is it has three really good looking funnels, but I've always been really fascinated by this one. And of course, you can have a headlight, and it has the paint. It has different paint jobs. Now it has the original one, which I like. It has the black, which the black looks good on it, I will admit. And then it has what they're calling the Lake Valley paint job, which I wish they would have made one for this that wasn't rusted like this. I wish it would have been, you know, preserved, like a preserved version of it. But I do like it. I think it looks really good. Then you have the Shay. Now, a lot of people, hate this thing when they play the game. It's slow. It's horrible. People hate it. Yada yada yada. I personally love it. I love putting that particular funnel on there. I think it looks the best. It does come with other headlight setups. I think this one probably looks the best for it. And you can take, the red buffers and the red buffers and stuff off of it, which I think is what makes the train look good, my opinion. Then you have this bad boy. We'll go through all the stuff. So this one has quite an assortment of smokestacks. You got this one, which adds like a little crown. You got this one, which adds the guard to keep coals out, or coals in, I guess. That smokestack. I'm not a big fan of those. I don't think they look right. Got that one, that one, that one, which is the one I have on it, this one, and this one. This one is one that people don't really like that much. Then you've got a paint job selection. Now you've got, oh wait, no, this is the headlight, excuse me. So you've got this headlight, that headlight, that headlight, this one, that one, this one. I think I went with that one on the other one. This one, and that's about it. Now the paint jobs are really interesting. You get this one, which I'm not really sure. Okay, it just changes a few things around, and I think it makes it look really nice. Oh wow, it does make it look really nice. You get this green with the red things. I wish I would have got this one because I think it looks really good with it. Um, there's the black, which I think the black looks really good on it. The blue, which is the one I have, and then they have this one that's the old rusted looking one, which I think looks really good. Then we go on to this one. This one was probably one of the newer ones they added way back when. Smokestack options, you get a tall smokestack, a shorter smokestack, and that smokestack, that one, that, and ooh, I forgot they had that one on there. Might actually end up getting that. It was really good on there. Then you got headlight options. I'll just kind of give you guys kind of the look. There we go. Then your paint job options are red, I think. The black. I like the black on it. I think the black looks really good. And then the rustic look. And then the red rustic. I like the red rustic actually. I think the red rustic. And then they have a black rusted out look as well, which looks really good as well. And they have this one. I'm not quite sure what they're going with that, but yeah, and then it goes back. Now the Eureka, unfortunately, there's not really anything you can do to it, so I'm not even really going to say anything, oh, you can do this, this, and that. It is as it is. The only thing you add is these flags that go either on the headlight or on the thing. So, it's a disappointment, but it is a good locomotive. I do enjoy it. You then get the Glenbrook. Now, my personal preference for the smokestack, for anybody who's wondering, actually gives a crap. I like this smokestack. I'm going to put the smokestacks I like on them and show you guys what I prefer for the locomotives. Now, the Glenbrook, from what I remember, comes with the several different ones. It does have this really nice red look, which I think is probably what makes it sold for me. Yeah, you got that one. Like the red wood and stuff on it. I think it makes it look really nice. This one has like a crazy amount of customization options for no reason. But yeah, I like the red with the blue. What's the difference between that and this one? I'm not quite sure. That was really good though. Um, then you get this one. This one was also added when they released it into full beta or out of the beta or whatever they call it. Early access is what it is. And into full. You got this smokestack. Like I said, I'm gonna go through probably that one for me. Ooh, this one's difficult. Nope, never mind. That one. And then it does come with a really nice red. I do like the red on there actually. Hmm. The black looks good too. Yeah, I think the red will probably be the one I go for on it because, I don't know why, but for me, like either blue and red mixed with brass or just like blue or red mixed with brass looks really, really good on locomotives to me. Then you got this. Now, a lot of these, they're not going to have as many customization options as others because they came out earlier than others and they didn't bother to go back and do anything. There you go. Got the black color on this one. The old rustic look. Personally, for me, if I'm being honest, I think the black will probably be the one I'll use for it. I just think it looks the best. Funny enough, with this one, when you get it, and it'll probably be the next one I get because it'll be hauling the cordwood. the wood that it uses and burns goes here. That's where all the wood goes. There's no extra, in the cab or anything. It is all right there in that one spot. Actually holds a good bit for what it is, too. Now this one I have on another save, um, that I don't play. Um, I'm not really a big fan of some of the smokestacks. I don't know why, and I guess people, can hate me for it. Oh, you know what? I don't like the straight smokestacks. I've never been a fan of straight smokestacks. If you're gonna put a smokestack on a locomotive, it's gotta look flashy to me. So like either this one or the stock one that it comes with, I think looks the best. But for this thing, we'll do that. It does come with some antlers. I don't know if you guys can see the antlers, but yeah, it does come with some antlers. Oh boy, I messed up there. All right, here we go. We'll go through the paint jobs here. Oh wow, Denver and Rio Grande. Yeah, I like the red. The red is probably the nicest looking one. I like that. Looks really good. And there's quite a lot. Now y'all already saw me customize the Mosca. The Mosca doesn't come with any really customizable things, unfortunately. But nobody's perfect, right, guys? All right. Anyway, I'll show you guys the rest of the locomotives here in a second. I won't bother to look at the customization because it just takes too long. But I do enjoy looking at them. All right, so we've only lost that much. What about our fire? How's our fire going? It'll be fine. All right, here we go. All right, how many of those logs did that one thing eat up? All of them, dear Lord. Hmm. This thing's top speed is about like 11 or 12. So yeah, we're not blistering fast, but we're getting there. I feel alone all the time. Anyway, I'll just show you guys the rest of them. So, yep, Cook Mogul. Now, I will show this. Well, hold on, I gotta go back to it because it likes acting stupid. I will show off this particular Cook Mogul because I do really, really like the customization options on this one. And there is a reason behind it. So let me grab the one that I like the most. There we go. All right, now paint jobs are always good on this one. But I love this one in particular because of the fact that it does paint the funnel. I think that actually makes it look really good. Now there's a Christmassy version, and that's what I call it, the Christmas version, and then there's the blue one. Now the blue one looks really good. and I love the red one. So like it's always difficult for me to choose between the two of them. So I'll probably end up having one of each. But again, a really, really beautiful locomotive once you get it customized. Got that one. This is one of the ones I'll get later. This one. This one also has some really decent customizations from what I remember. Obviously not in the headlight department or anything, but I gotta find one. Yeah, this one, the red wheels. Obviously was what I was talking about. I love the red wheels with the silver and everything. I thought it made it look really good. I actually just went way further than I wanted to. All right, well, I gotta go do something right fast. Give me a sec. I'm only gonna chunk this thing kind of in here for now because she's still gonna be useful later. Yeah, this is what the Mosca's replacing for now. Let's throw the brake on. There we go. I love the 10 mile, I do, but she's got to take a break. She is a coal locomotive, and that's one of the reasons he has to take a break. Coal, I haven't even gotten anywhere close to yet, and I have to get to coal in order to actually really properly use some of the locomotives that I'll be using. So that's why I bought the Mosca today, because it is a wood-fired locomotive, so it makes it a little bit easier to mess with. And we'll just throw the Millie wherever we can, because honestly, we're not really too worried about it, right, guys? We'll get all the beams and all the planks hauled up here that we can, and then sell them as much as we can too. We gotta make sure it didn't reconnect to these. Okay, we're good. All right, here we go. I wish there was a way to turn it off to where the locomotives didn't always immediately start trying to, take over with one another. Kind of like they do with Railroader. I love playing Railroader, by the way. I've always loved Railroader, but Railroader's fun, but like I don't like it for one reason, and that is like they've been talking forever now about adding mod support. And my worry is even if they do add mod support into the game, that even if, like I said, even if they do add it, not everybody's going to want to move their mods from wherever they got them at to the game on Steam. So, one of those things where it's like, I like the idea, but, you know, all right, so let's couple you need the personality and let's see. Should have probably just named it Betsy at this point. There we go. And then for the sake of everything, I'm going to get a really cool screenshot if I can manage it. There we go. There we go. I'm also going to save the game, but that's neither here nor there. All right, now I want to show you guys the rest of the locomotives while we are trying to get this one back to where we're taking it. All right, I gotta make sure that all the lines and stuff are correct. Yes, okay, cool. Now, we can go back here. All right, so where did we leave off? We left off at the climax. So this is the one we're currently working towards, like I said. This at one point was the best locomotive you could get in the game, other than the climax. I think it was the fastest or something like that. Then they added this one. Then let's see. And then they have this one, which this one's a really big workhorse looking locomotive. So then they have this one, and then the piece of resistance apparently is this thing. Hello, demon. And then you have this, which costs 19 freaking thousand dollars just to scrape up snow, and then this. Ridiculous, just like scraping up snow is ridiculous. Wrong button. And somehow I've already managed to make it far beyond what I figured I was at as far as time. I don't play video games anymore. I don't play video games. I got a stupid song stuck in my head. I hate it. All right. Well, I think I'm gonna end this stream a little bit earlier than I normally do because I want to go play some War Thunder. I don't know if I'm streaming it or not, so I don't ask. Anyway, I hope everybody has a lovely day. And remember, you mess with the wolf.